Hello and welcome to this weather update. It is May 14th. Happy Mother's Day. And we had sunshine today, but a lot of cirrus clouds and a lot of contrails at times. So it wasn't a nice, clear looking sky. Well, at certain times there was more clearer skies than others, but it was a little bit in the early afternoon where there was just a few contrails, and you could see looking at all the cirrus right there. That's that we have that clear air that's going to try to push in from the north tonight. As we have another, let's go to the weather map right now here, and you'll see there's a low here. None of that's just going to keep diving off to the south, so we're not going to deal with any of that. Let's look at what we got going on across the country. Looks like we have a tornado watch, severe thunderstorm watch in effect for a very small area in Illinois. Some flash flood and severe thunderstorm warnings. Looks like we have heat advisories for the Pacific Northwest because it's going to start heating up over there. And then frost advisories for upstate, and even a freeze warning for parts of Michigan. So anyway, let's take a look at what we got outside right now. It's not depending on where you are, it's cool. Of course, not where I am. South Shore is a nice breeze. It's only in the 50s there, but by me it's saying 61. However, in the alley, it's more like 66. So still got to have the AC on because in here it's got to be at least below 60 in the alley for it to be cool enough in here. And I could turn off the air conditioner. So otherwise it's just gonna be hot, So anyway, you could see sort of like the city, Central Park, 66. But the South Shore is much cooler tonight, much cooler. And this is what the sky looked like this evening. You can see just a lot of cirrus around, Not a great looking sky. 61 at Islip. They have a north-northwest wind, so the sea breeze really only got to the South Shore today, I think. I don't even think it made it up to Islip. Only the South Shore got a sea breeze. There was one on the South Shore, but only the South Shore pretty much today. Otherwise, it got into the low 70s. Obviously, a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty hot. So looking at yesterday, we actually set a record at Islip of a high of 81 degrees, which was a record for yesterday. And you can see it stayed in the 80s all day yesterday because there was no sea breeze yesterday either. There was only a sea breeze on the South Shore. Maybe it got up to Islip for a little bit there, but yesterday was brutal. Today was a lot more bearable, for sure. A lot more close to average for this time of the year, and some pretty breezy north-northwest and north winds. Right now, 61 with a dew point at 35 at Islip. We go down into Jersey. Oh, it's cooled off there because they're getting some radiational cooling probably. 54 in Toms River. And again, if you're in a less developed area, you'll get that radiational cooling like West Hampton. Let's see what they're at. 48. See, they're getting that radiational cooling. Move out to the Pine Barrens areas, you're in the 50s. And you go further west, it's warmer. So let's take a look at our highs for the day. So our highs today were got up to 70 at West Ham, pretty much low 70s. It's close to normal for this time of the year, 73. A little cooler on the South Fork. Warmer in Jersey, though. Looks like I see some 75s. Look at that. Much warmer there. Jersey, quite a bit warmer. However, Toms River itself was 69. So I guess maybe there must have been a breeze there right along the Jersey Shore. But you go inland, though, it shoots up to the mid-70s, even some upper 70s in there at Coyle Field. Got up to 77 there in the middle of the Pine Barrens. So quite warm if you were in Jersey today. Let's go and look at the Wonder Map site so we can look at some more. I want to look at lows, too. So let's look at lows. 50s for the most part, 45 at West Hampton. The city had lows around 60, and lows, looks like low 50s. This was this morning in New Jersey. All right, so let's go to Wonder Map, and this gives us some more temperatures so you get an idea of who got the sea breeze. And this kind of shows you the South Shore is nice with mid-50s, but if you go into the middle of the island here, we're dealing with low 60s. And even mid-60s up in Port Washington. Suffolk County cools off a little more because you're getting a little bit of that radiational cooling. A little bit, but generally you have to head out east of the Pine Barrens for it to really cool off. So the cool spots are the Pine Barrens and the South Shore. Everywhere else is a little warmer tonight. You can see that they still got that sea breeze on the south shore, but it just never made it. Never made it inland. The city holding on to the heat just like my alley, mid 60s. And it's dropping off also in Jersey to 50s as well, in the Pine Barrens there as well. So let's take a look and see what the day was like in my area. And you'll see again, there was no sea breeze at all in my area. 61. Just kind of see, I'm just kind of curious how far north the sea breeze wound up getting. So 73, yeah, pretty much was the high today. So it's close to normal for this time of the year, maybe a degree or two above normal. Let's see how far south I have to go to get a sea breeze. Let's see if Forest Lake and North Wantagh got a sea breeze or not. Let's see if they got one. Yes, they did. So they got one around 4:39. Temperature dropped from 74 up to, yeah, you can see the signature of the sea breeze right there. And the temperatures dropped into the upper 60s and mid 60s after that. So they did make it as far north. It looks like it made it up to the southern state. I think if we go north of the southern state, like Levittown, another one's Forest City? Oh, well, let's see. Let's look at this one here from Levittown, see if they got a breeze at all. It doesn't look like they got it. So, yeah, it made it up to, like, the southern state, and that was as far as it got. I don't think it made it any further north than that. Yeah, it just made it up to the southern state, and that was about it, I think. So it didn't really make it that far inland. But if you were right on the south shore, you know, in Wantagh, you really, yeah, I think you were only in the 60s today. Let's see, so 57 there right now, and, yeah, pretty much only in the 60s. Had the sea breeze all day long. Yep. All right, so I know it's not that, but when it's the summertime, that's when you'll see these differences really start to add up. So there you go. It's what it looks like. You can see again. Much warmer in the middle of the island versus the south shore. Let's check out North Patch. I don't think it made it up this far either. We'll see if it made it up to North Patchogue or not. We'll see if it made it up there. They got the sea breeze or not. Nope. Nope. Never made it there. Nope. Never made it. So there you go. Never made it there either. So, yeah, let's see if... I'm kind of curious now about Toms River. What happened over there? Let's pick downtown Toms River here. Let's see, because it's cooler there than it is here. So, 53. I don't think they got a breeze. No, I don't think so. They're just radiating. They're just radiating. All right, so there you go. That's what it looks like, the current conditions out there. Storm Prediction Center. You see that's got that small area where we're watching some severe weather going into tomorrow. Not a whole lot going on, just in that little area for tomorrow. That's it. So let's go look at the models now, and we're gonna. I think I showed you the satellite already. Let's show you the high resolution satellite first of all. Right. So there's the models, and I feel I'm going to be dealing with more smoke again because these fires look like they have, again, unfortunately, these are the fires right here, and they're putting out a lot of smoke. These are the fires in Alberta, Canada, and they're putting out a lot of, actually, those are in Manitoba. All right, so we have, it looks like now we don't just have fires in Alberta, we have fires in Manitoba as well. Oh, boy, Canada is on fire, man. This is not good at all. This is a very bad situation. So whatever, this smoke is going to wind up getting to us eventually. Right now, we have some clear air. Hopefully, we can enjoy for the next day before we start dealing with this smoke. But I have a feeling we're going to start dealing with it eventually as we watch this go. So now we have fires in Manitoba. Those look huge. Those look huge. Oh, my God. All right, well, I'll have to do some searching. We can find out some news on this because this is, again, pretty substantial here. This is just, the planet is just crying out for help, and nobody is listening. It's just unbelievable. It really is. But anyway, you could see this is what it looked like earlier, and we actually did have some clear skies earlier, it looks like, for the cirrus. So we did have a little period of clear skies before the cirrus kind of came in. We had some cirrus in the morning and then some cirrus in the afternoon, but there was, I guess, a period around early afternoon where we didn't have any. So let's go look at the RAP smoke model, being that we have it up here already, and we'll look at the loop and see what it's going to do as watch this smoke here spread toward us, because I think it's going to wind up getting in here. Let's see. That's as far as we've got. Most Coast tomorrow should be okay, but I think as we get toward Tuesday, we're going to have to watch for the smoke possibly getting in here. We'll have to see what happens. Obviously, this model is only going out this far. It's only going out till tomorrow afternoon. So anyway, let's go and take a look at the models now. And, first of all, we'll just go to Ventusky and show you this heat that has built across across Canada and the Pacific Northwest. Because you have this huge ridge here, and just look at the heat here. So you've got 80s in the Pacific Northwest at this hour. 80s being reported up into Manitoba and Saskatchewan and even Alberta. It's really unbelievable how warm it is so far to the north. I mean, this is just a result of a crazy jet stream, and that's what we're going to talk about when we go to these models now. So let's go to the North American view and the GFS, and we'll look at the upper air, and you'll see what the jet stream is doing. You have this huge ridge that's just way up into western and central Canada as well as the west here, and we have this little trough over the east. So as we move this in, you'll see that we stay in it. We have another trough coming through that'll bring in some cooler air on Wednesday. So this keeps us on the cooler side of things, but you can see the jet stream's a mess, and we still have this huge ridge up in Canada here that's still going on, and look at that. It continues as we head into the period here. So it looks like we have this just very messed up pattern. It would have been much better if we had this pattern in the winter because we would have had colder air, but it also would have been the winter, so we wouldn't have been having wildfires going on in Canada. It would have been snow cover, but now the snow cover is gone, and, we're seeing that. So let's go look at the 500 MB height anomaly here on the GFS. And you can see, again, this huge monster ridge there over central and western Canada, troughing coming down in the east. And it doesn't really look like it relents that much. And it looks like we already have it trying to develop some kind of tropical system here toward the end of the month, right there. So, which wouldn't surprise me. We're going to talk about the water temperatures too. So there you go. That is the GFS. Looks like I'm not going to show you the Euro because the Euro hasn't been that reliable, and it doesn't really go as far out. But it doesn't look like there's any change going on. I mean, we can look at the European, but I don't think it's going to look any different than what we've got going on. You can see, again, that it looks like it does try to bring in maybe some troughiness midweek, maybe. This is next week, so. But this is a ways off, all right? You look at the Euro. GFS has the trough further up. But the case is, we're going to go to our temperature anomaly chart now. I'm going to keep it on the North American view here, so you get an idea of what's going on. So you can see the hot pink colors there over much of Canada, and below normal in the east. There you can see. Look at that. I mean, that just continues through this week. This is going to be a very bad week for fires. And you can see it looks like it tries to cool it down as we get toward the end of the month, and then things start heating up in our area as a result of there being a little more troughiness there in the west. We'll have to see if that actually materializes, though. It's still showing huge anomalies here. We're talking 20 to 30 degrees above normal. That's just insane kind of anomalies. And if I go back to the weather and hazards map, actually, which I'd like to do, so let's pull that back up here. And we'll get some observations on here, just to show you the warmth. So you can see how warm it is. Look at how warm it is on Astoria, 87. And that's right on the water. So, yeah, this is the kind of heat they've been going. 90 degrees. So this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good at all. And there are going to be some wildfires out there, too, in the west. Let's see. So it's still very warm out there. They've been in the 90s all day, so they've been having some really big heat in the Pacific Northwest again. And again, it's not supposed to get hot there. Heat is now becoming a yearly thing there when it's never happened before. All right, there was a time when the buses didn't even have air conditioning because they didn't need it, but now they got to have it because of what's going on with the climate. So let's go further into Canada, and you can see all this heat that's going up in here. So you go to Alberta, you see temperatures in the 80s, 86 up in this area here. I mean, it's just unbelievably hot. It really is. For this far north, it's insanity. It really is just about insanity, and it's only going to get worse as this week goes on. Here's Fort McMurray, 82, and let's see what they got up to. So they got up to 86, it looks like. So, yeah, just unbelievable what's going on. Oh yeah, I got to show you the climate stats for Islip, so we'll do that. Even though we kind of went over the highs and lows for the day, and then we'll get back to the forecast. So 71 was the high, normal high 68, low is 57, normal low 50. So we still managed to be 5 degrees above normal, mean for that, and the high was 3 degrees above normal. So still managed to be above normal at Islip, and Central Park also above normal. So it looks like we are going to, this month is probably going to wind up being above normal at the rate things are going with the temperature. But anyway, let's get back to the forecast here, and we'll go to the surface here, and we'll look at our surface map, and we'll show you what's going to be happening. So back this up to today. You see we got this big high pressure coming in. It's going to bring us fair weather tomorrow. And Tuesday, we may have a few clouds. System passing to the south. Another cold front comes through. Wednesday, another shot of cool air. And Thursday, this area will probably be cooler than the air mass we're dealing with. And I don't know if we're going to be dealing with smoke or not. We may be dealing with smoke. It's hard to tell right now. Unless that air is coming from eastern Canada, I don't see how we wouldn't be dealing with it. And then that moves offshore, and then we get that return flow by Friday, which warms us up. And Saturday, we have, this would be our next chance of rain, perhaps next Sunday. That would be our next really good chance of rain. Other than that, another big high builds in. And then this is your tropical system that it tries to develop right here. It's a ways out. It could go away on the next run, probably will, but it's still something to watch out for. But see, not much in the way of rain for us here. Staying very dry as well. So let's go to the HRRR model now. 0 is the HRRR model, and we will look at, again, nothing going on with the precipitation. You notice the isobars being tight. That's going to mean wind, so it'll be breezy. And then this is Tuesday. That rain just kind of just sinks off to the south. We're probably not going to see much of anything. And so we're staying very dry again. Yeah, it's unbelievable how dry we're staying. So let's look at the dew points and wind flow. And the air will stay dry too. So winds become probably northerly tonight, starting off northwesterly tomorrow, and then shifting to the south by the afternoon with the sea breeze developing. And then for Tuesday, we'll have more of a southwesterly flow. It looks like it's showing, and a little bit of moisture coming in from the south, perhaps. But it looks like it'll just be too far south to give us any rain. Air temperatures for tomorrow, you'll see tonight, first of all, will probably drop, showing probably mid-40s perhaps. Eventually, I don't know if that's going to be that cool here. And then tomorrow, we'll probably have temperatures probably close to where they were today. Probably temperatures in the low 70s. And then at night, it drops back. Not as cool tomorrow night. It looks like it's showing mid-50s. And then Tuesday could be a little warmer. We could be with that southwest flow. We could be seeing it maybe some close to 80-degree readings in New Jersey, New York City, my area, of course, western central Nassau, and then, 70s elsewhere. And the South Shore cooling off, of course. That's as far as we got. The HRRR will take us. If we want to go a little further, then we'll look at the GFS. And you'll see here GFS. You'll see as we get toward Wednesday, you see the winds become northwesterly again, bring in the cooler, drier air, and northerly to overnight into Thursday, and then it shifts to the south, but still staying pretty dry. And then as we get toward the weekend, you see winds become south. And then next weekend, we see that could be our next chance for rain with that storm there that moves in. After that, more cool air comes in. So, and then it looks like it could get downright humid toward the end of the period, and it's showing some real tropical type humidity. And there could be some heat with that too. This is toward the end of the period. And again, that's with that tropical system too that we're going to have to watch for. Of course, that's a ways away. Air temperatures, you can see cools off Wednesday, where highs probably a little bit below normal, maybe only upper 60s to around 70 on Thursday, dropping back into the 40s, maybe in some 30s at night with radiational cooling. And Friday, we start warming it up. It still stays fairly cool. Interesting. So this model is a little different than the other model that we looked at, the HRRR, which it was Tuesday it wanted to heat it up. Right. And then it cools down. And then Friday, still staying cool, but then as we get toward Saturday, it could heat up ahead of that cold front, low passes, some warmth, and then we drop back again. Excuse me. Tuesday, see, still staying. So tries to show it cooling off again. Then as we get toward the end of the period, then we got to worry about that heat. And it could be quite summer-like toward the end of this month again, just in time for Memorial Day. So you can see, it could be some really big heat coming. So it looks like there could be heat at the end of the month, perhaps, watching on the GFS. So let's look at the skies now. Obviously, this isn't going to show the smoke. It's only going to show the clouds. But it looks like it's showing a mostly sunny day tomorrow. And then some clouds kind of come in for Tuesday. Maybe a little bit of clouds, not too many. And then Wednesday we'll start off with clouds, and then I think the sun comes out later. Thursday, probably mostly sunny. And again, this doesn't count the smoke, just clouds that we're looking at here on the GFS. And then another wave of clouds comes in, pepper little clouds on Friday. And then Saturday we'd have the clouds, and then that system obviously for Sunday, and then behind it more clear. I mean, we're in a decent pattern where the cold fronts are coming through, and we're not dealing with stall front syndrome. We're not dealing with any heat, which is good. It's just that we got to watch the smoke. That's the fly in the ointment, unfortunately. So let's look at the RGM here for tomorrow. This is the better resolution. You can still see mostly sunny skies. It shows some cirrus over New England, but I think we'll have mostly sunny skies. Of course, this isn't going to show the smoke. Here we go into Tuesday, and you can see more in the way of high clouds, but we'll still have sunshine. Wednesday, clouds to start, and then increasing sunshine. And that's what we got for the skies. Now, of course, this isn't going to show the smoke. We can't use the HRRR smoke model, but we could use the Earth Null School, which I want to use. And this is what I want to use to show you. We're going to go over the water temperatures. So let's do that. Ocean, sea surface temperature anomalies first. And, yeah, we have a lot of warm water still going on here. See all this yellow here. So still a lot of warm water. Some cool patches here and there, but, it's not as bad as it could be. I'll say that at least. It's a little better than it could be, only because you're getting that cold Labrador current from coming up from Greenland. You can see it right there, but that's because of all the ice melting that creates that Labrador current. And that's going to actually increase. And that could actually cause our temperatures to drop if we get more of a Labrador current around here, perhaps, versus the Gulf Stream. But anyway, let's go to the particles, and we'll go to the smoke here. And this, again, is only showing surface. I don't think we can make this any higher, unfortunately. It only shows the surface levels of the smoke. So we're not really going to be able to show you any. It doesn't really show aloft that much, unfortunately. I don't think we can change the surface. I don't think it works that way, unfortunately. But you can definitely see the fire is on here. Let's go and move this to... Yeah, let's move this to this. Might show up a little better. All right, so let's move this along here. I'll move it along. We'll just watch this. You can almost sort of see. You can almost sort of see that front too. So I'm thinking maybe once that front clears, maybe we would get into some clean air and we wouldn't be dealing with that smoke. This is only the surface, though. It is showing some particles at the surface, by the way. So that's the interesting thing about it. And if we back this up to today and look at chemicals, and I want to look at the carbon monoxide. I feel like we've had some elevated carbon monoxide in the air, and yeah, we have. Actually, I'd love to see if that gets better tomorrow. And it does not look like it does. So, yeah, we have to wait for that second cold front to come through to maybe clean the air out. And we just don't know where the smoke's going to be at that time. So, lastly, we'll go to the Climate Prediction Center and go over the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlooks. 6 to 10 day, still staying near normal, below normal in the south, the west much above. They have a big area below normal, but near normal in our area and above normal in the southwest. 8 to 14 day. You can see how it already starts to flip with some more heat spreading into our area. So, like I said, just in time for Memorial Day, it could start feeling a lot more like summer, perhaps. dealing with some real heat as we really do get closer to the summer. And yeah, I did the 3 to 14 day. That's a little far out. I don't usually show that. But anyway, there you go. So we're going to be watching the smoke once again, seeing how much of this affects us, but I can't imagine that it won't. And just praying for the people in Canada. And it's just horrible what's going on. And we're just getting such an early start to it. It's already May, and it's already going, and we got a whole summer ahead of us. So we got to pray that they get some rain up there to put these fires out, because this looks just, I mean, this is horrible here. I mean, this is unspeakably bad. It should be, the fact that it's ignored is just unbelievable. People are so ignorant, especially people in North America, especially people in the United States. I know they are talking about it in Canada, though. So anyway, that's it. Well, any excuse to keep driving the big SUVs and pickups and keeping our wasteful, greedy lifestyle going, because Wall Street told us that's what's good for us. It's killing the planet. Anyway, that's why I say screw Wall Street. That's it. Thanks for watching. Good night.